Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I'm trying to make a short video here today. Big topic. It's called How Can I Know How to Stay Married to My Filipina Wife? And I'm just going to throw some things out here quickly because that's what this whole channel is for, is to go into greater detail at Love Beyond the Sea. One of the things that absolutely has to be there is, well, even before that, what I was going to say, the attitude of we're not getting divorced. We're going to stay together. I mean, you can't get into the marriage thinking, well, if I can get 3 or 4 or 5 good years. No, you got to be thinking, this is until one of us dies, and it's up to me to make sure that that happens. So I think the onus starts on the husband to make sure he does everything he possibly can to make sure that it stays together. Now, I'm not saying that the woman can't spoil it all. If she doesn't want to be married, she's not going to stay married. You don't have to, fight for her to stay with you if she obviously is sleeping around, she's not interested, she got married under false pretenses, then that's pretty difficult to keep that marriage together because the dynamics are all messed up from the very beginning. So what I'm referring to here is, you get married and you're starting off with the understanding, hope, expectation that you're going to stay together and that you're not going to do anything stupid like beat her or verbally abuse her. I'm not talking about doing things like that. What are the elements that have to be there for the relationship to stay? And that means until one of you dies. Even if, she's from another part of the world and you're like us where we got married so very fast and have been married for 7 years. Well, it all starts with the attitude, we're staying together, I'm going to make sure of it. Doesn't mean you lock her inside and no controlling, nothing like that. You can't control. The control cannot be there. But what does have to be there is selflessness, the opposite of being selfish. Selfishness will kill any marriage. So that has to go out right away. You get married, you're not number one anymore. She is, or your children are next, and you are last. That's something you just have to start with. No selfishness. Another thing is you must forgive. How much should you forgive? And it's going to be necessary. Well, it's all the time. Forgive all the time. Doesn't mean you're a doormat and you don't talk about things, but you do have to forgive. You can't say, if you do this, it's over, I'm not going to forgive you. Then that's your fault if it doesn't work out. You have to be forgiving. You have to be patient. How patient? Patient. Okay? There's no degrees of this. You have to be patient. And I'm not even trying to give you worst case scenario, just saying that there are going to be plenty of times, as I'm sure you already know this, where you're going to be at odds with each other. Things are going to be done that you didn't like or you didn't understand. It goes both ways. Patience, and then more patience. Also, realistic expectations. Realistic expectations. If you're looking for a younger woman, 30 years younger than you are, you have to be realistic, For example, if you want to marry a bar girl, be realistic about how that's going to work out. It's up to you, the man, to have a clear view of who you're marrying. Make a good choice. I suppose that could precede all of this. Make a good choice. Have realistic expectations. That's kind of a mental list right there. Some other things maybe I'd call more practical would be like stick up for each other. I don't know if I did a video on this yet or not, but I did. It's called Stand Up for Your Man, something like that. That was on the part of Filipinas, but it goes both ways. Stand up for each other. You might have something to say to her privately, but publicly, you got to stand up for her and show a united front. Also, do things together. Sometimes, like we know we're going through that now with her going to school, we have to pick our spots. And a lot of times we're just not going to be able to do stuff. So I have to kind of change my mindset and just try to help her, with school, whether it's cooking, running errands, whatever. But we just make those adjustments. I guess you could say you have to be flexible to stay married to somebody, but be united, go out and do things together, and just put her first. If she marries you, unless it's under false pretenses, she likes something about you, and you should assume that if you're good to her, you're going to stay together, and she will stay with you. I won't name names, but I've heard plenty of times men tell me that they did absolutely nothing wrong and everything right, and the relationship still didn't work out. Now, I don't buy that. If that's the case, what terrible luck. And remember, like I said, if she wants to leave, she can leave. There's nothing you can do about it. And you shouldn't hold yourself responsible for somebody that simply, the deck is stacked. She's not interested in being your wife. But if she is, she likes you, she married you for a reason, do these things, and you should be able to stay together. I would also add the element of praying for your wife and praying for each other too. So you just have to, watch the videos here on Love Beyond the Sea. I just felt compelled for whatever reason to talk about this today, kind of some straight talk. Half of all marriages apparently don't end up in divorce. So it is possible. I'm just trying to help you have a good chance to find love beyond the sea.